Take a nice breath. Breathe. There's so much to life that we do not understand. That's the mystery of life. I'd like to talk to you about how you're dealing with this life. It's easy to get caught up in the energies that surround you. We are affected by everything, by everyone, by the place that we live, by the clothes we wear, by the cars we drive, by the friends we have. We're affected by everything. We're affected by our history, our experiences, the places we've gone. Everything is affecting us at all times. And it's easy to get lost up in this dream of creation, the dream of Maya. And in that dream, we can make some interesting choices as to where we place our attention. And too often, we're like a soccer ball on a field, and someone rushes up to us and kicks us in a certain direction, and we go flying in that direction. Oh, this is where I want to go. And then somebody else comes up from another direction and kicks us the other way. Oh, well, I guess this is a better way to go. And then we get kicked the other way, and we're going back and forth. And somewhere in all of that, we've never taken time to say, what is our trajectory? What is it that I want to do? What have I done to awaken myself and to spread the Dharma? These are questions that you ask a lot of times at the end of your life. But the awakened people, the ones that are a little smarter, think about it earlier. Because you don't have much time here. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to become 76 years old. My goodness, I don't feel it, but I am. And I know that death has become my advisor because of my age. It's hard not for it not to be my advisor because almost everybody I know is dying or dead or they're really old. So I think a lot about these things. Maybe you haven't given it much thought, but I want you to think about what have you done to awaken yourself and what have you done to spread the Dharma? Because that's your purpose here. Your purpose isn't to do battle. Your purpose isn't to be powerful so that people will recognize you. These are silly things. Fame of this world goes away the minute that you die, sometimes much quicker. Christ said that we shouldn't place our treasures upon the earth where they can rust and rot or be stolen, but to rather place your treasures upon the spirit, upon enlightenment that cannot be touched by earthly things. You are enlightenment in a physical body. You haven't woke up yet. Well, maybe a couple of you might be close or have, but most of you haven't. Almost none of the people in this world are. I mean, comparing that we have 7 billion people, there really aren't that many enlightened teachers. But they're there if you search for them. They're there for you all over the place. You won't find any peace or happiness in the ways of the world. you're just going to find confusion, aggression, disappointment, anger, all the usual. But there is another path for you, the path of the heart, the path where you go into your heart and you can say, I want to become enlightened. That's what I need. I need to become enlightened. Can you even say that? Can you say it with any kind of meaning? Are you afraid to become enlightened? Well, the ego is, I can tell you that. The ego is terrified of becoming enlightened. But you're not your ego. That's just a caretaker personality. You are much more than that. You are already enlightened. You just haven't woke up yet. So this is all about waking up. This is about you waking up. The wonderful thing about this world and this creation is that it is transitory. That no matter how dark the night of the soul is for you, as dark as it gets, that's how much light you're going to bring in. This is true. I know when you're in the middle of the dark night of the soul and nothing seems to be spiritual at all for you, that you just, it's hard to believe that things are ever going to get better. It's difficult, but they will. They will get better for you. I'd like to talk a little bit about this evening a concept that I've been kind of mulling over for about a week and a half now. And that is the concept of karma and merit. And all this is going to tie in, by the way. Be patient. Karma is different than what you think it is. Most people think of karma as if I steal something from someone, then somebody will steal something from me. If I insult someone, then someone will insult me. That's kind of a crude way of looking at it from my point of view. From the Buddhist point of view, we say that there are 10,000 states of mind. And each state of mind puts you in a certain reality, a certain view of reality. In Buddhism, they have a thing called suchness. And suchness is everything without mental modifications. But we take the suchness and we put mental modifications on it through our emotions and through our mental capacities and through our 5 senses. We're always modifying the suchness to deal with how we have experienced life and how it has been presented to us. But that is not what it is. It's a state of mind. It is a narrow state of mind. For instance, if you are in a cafe or a restaurant and you're having a nice meal, and suddenly this person rushes into the cafe and starts screaming and yelling, it changes the vibration of everyone in the room. They have moved from one state of mind into another state of mind as a result of an insane person screaming and yelling. That's also a good definition of karma. When you are in a certain state of mind, you are subject to the things that come to you in that state of mind. So if you enter into the state of mind of Let's say you have a little dog, and the dog starts running across a busy street. Suddenly, your state of mind from visiting with your neighbor, which was happy, turns into abject fear and terror as you spring into action and run out into the street to grab your dog. Sometimes this can be disastrous because you're so focused on saving your little dog that you don't look for the traffic yourself. But what I'm saying is you can go from one state of mind to the next state of mind instantly. And when you're in that state of mind, everything in your reality is in that vibration. It's operating at that term. So for instance, using the original example, if I steal something from someone, then that puts me into a state of mind of stealing. And that means that I've moved into that layer where I'm around people who enjoy stealing and doing other things along that line, cheating, lying, that sort of thing. To sink in. So that's kind of where you're at, where your karma is your state of mind that you enter into. And when you're in that state of mind, you are subject to that state of mind. If you know anything about martial arts, you know, if you walk into a Kung Fu dojo, then you will work out with people who know Kung Fu. If you walk into another dojo that people are doing jiu-jitsu, then you'll be working out with people who do jiu-jitsu. Different layers, some people better than others. So states of mind in the 10,000 states of mind fix your karma by where you're placing yourself in mind, in the creative mind of the suchness. Merit is not good karma. Sounds like it, but merit is different. Merit happens when you do something selflessly. You selflessly love, you selflessly give. You're just selfless. You're doing things for others that are happy and wonderful. And that builds up a power inside of you that allows you to control your karmas a little better. For instance, if you do a lot of things, let's say maybe you're one of these people who are really amazing and you go out and you work in a soup kitchen and you just love helping other people. You do what you can for them. Feels good. So then when you walk out and something terrible happens, the merit that you have created in that selfless giving has raised your vibration enough that you don't fall into it as quickly or as deeply as you would normally. It's merit. So we need to watch where we place our mind. And I'm going to bring this back now. At the beginning of this talk, I mentioned something about what's going on in the world and how you're being affected by everyone and everything. And if you have not created enough merit through your good deeds, then these things will impact you pretty harshly. But if you've been meditating and doing your spiritual practice and trying to awaken yourself and selflessly helping others, having empathy and compassion, then you'll find that when you're in these areas where other people are experiencing terror or fear, it does not really affect you that much. That's merit. And the more merit you have, the more you go into enlightenment. The more merit you have, the more you go into enlightenment. This is why helping others along the path is so incredibly powerful. when you do something for someone else to help them become more awake, when you're doing something good for somebody, not expecting them to, stand up in front of the television and say, oh, this person did such wonderful things. It's got to be selfless, not you. It's them that you're helping. Anyway, think about that. And next time you catch yourself watching television, getting angry or getting afraid, or listening to someone, I was listening to this person say, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but this person said, and they went through a whole list of real fearful things that are going to happen in the future, earthquakes, tsunamis, and I thought, I don't need to buy into that. Those things might happen. But if I'm buying into it ahead of time, I'm creating it right now. And that's putting me in a karma where I'm in the karma of that mindset full of fear and anger. And I live there. If you're living in fear and anger or a sense of lack, it's because you have put your mind into that particular space, into that dojo where you're working out. And if you don't like where you're working out, change your dojo. Go out and do something nice for people. Try to be gentle and kind. What good does it do to put people down or to expose them for all of their flaws? How does that make you feel? What is the karma for trashing somebody? Look at what that is. And when we get into karmas, again, all karmas come from your heart and your will. So everything starts in the heart. It's like the first part of the meditation we did earlier. It's here that you make your change. It's here that you forgive people who have hurt you. It's here that you forgive yourself. And it's here where you let go of the past, turn your being and face the future, and determine to be as good a person as you can, to help other people, to do what you can to raise the vibration of the earth, to help this little planet clean itself up, and to learn how to love people who don't know how to love. So there's a lot to learn, and we have so little time to learn it here. 76 years is not very long. I feel like there's a song in Jesus Christ Superstar, as is after Christ has been killed, and the disciples are all standing around singing, could we begin all over again? Could we start all over again? I know we could do better if we did it again. Well, do it better now. Start right now. Enlightenment is in the future. Enlightenment is in your present. And enlightenment has always been in your past. You have been blind to it. You have been deaf to it. So do your best. Meditate. If you have a teacher, focus on your teacher and their highest meditation you've had with that teacher. Always go at the highest meditation. Meditate with people who meditate impeccably. It's good for you. It creates merit. So that being said, I'd like for us to meditate to a couple of songs here. And in this meditation, you can watch me meditate. And we'll just see how high you can go.